So there we go. So instead of making circles, I make little squares, and then I just scratch a couple of light lines across from corner to corner, and that's how I find the center. I think the camera shut off on me again. Oh, it says the battery. It says full battery, and then as soon as I hit record, it drops down. It says, I just charged this battery not that long ago. It seems like suddenly this battery doesn't want to hold a full charge any longer. It's lithium ion, so didn't think it was susceptible to those kind of problems, but no, I'm sure they are, like anything else. What I'm doing is I'm tightening this one up till I see that the alignment is right where I want it. I'm putting a little tension on this side to simulate the other nut being on. And that looks right on right there. The only problem is I didn't cut another gasket yet. Uh-oh. Who saw what I did wrong this time? I was just thinking, oh, now I could put this in. And I realized I can't. This has to go in before the cross rod support there, or axle, or whatever you want to call it. There's no way to get this in. Just not going to happen. Oh, fouled up, so now I did it. Now I'm going to get a thumbs down. As if there isn't one already on here. I don't even think the guy who leaves these thumbs down even gets this far into the video. I think he's a serial downer. Not like Debbie Downer. Serial downer. For you guys who have no idea what I'm talking about, you know, I'm nowhere near as popular as these other guys are on the tube. So I mean, I don't get anywhere near as many views. And by consequence, I don't get near as many thumbs up or thumbs down. But I've noticed that there is somebody, I think it's the same person, because YouTube doesn't tell you. So that gives the person complete anonymity. You can just, you know, do whatever you want to anybody's channel, basically, as far as, you only got one thumb up or one thumb down. It's not like you can put like 5 on the same video. Unless you made multiple accounts and actually were that twisted that you did that. Well, anyways, my point is that every single one of my videos that I've put up over the past couple months has quickly gotten a thumbs down. 1 thumbs down. Which leads me to believe it's one individual. I have a suspicion who it is. Because there was somebody who left some... Well, anyways. I digress. I could care less. Matter of fact, it almost seems like a lot of thumbs downs on some of these people's videos. They wear them as badges of courage anyways, so it's not like it's going to hurt me either way. Well, other than my feelings, of course. Which... on some level it must bother me because I'm talking about it, right? Which actually just gives fuel to that person to do their dastardly deeds. Do as you will. Thumbs down. Matter of fact, I can prove to you how powerless I am on YouTube. I will actually ask everybody to thumbs down this video just to see whether or not anybody's actually getting this far into the video, listening and willing to do that. Seriously. It'd be an interesting social experiment. Doesn't matter what the content is of my video. Tool buys, thumbs down. Vernon Lathe, thumbs down. Lately that's all I've had. Maybe that's what the thumbs down is about. Maybe it's not the content at all. Maybe he's just trying to tell me that he's sick of seeing these videos and wants me to do something else. I guess that's possible. Let's see, what do I get on tap? Right now I'm editing Vernon number 23. But heck, I guess it doesn't matter to talk about it because by the time you see this video, I have no idea what we're going to be up to. Yeah, you know what? Just forget everything I just said. I'm crazy. I wonder if I could sneak this thing in there without taking this completely out. Nope, because it won't turn right there. So, just gonna have to keep on going. Keep on keeping on. Oh well, no, I can't because I've got to get this over there. Ah, yeah, this is a... Pardon me, I'm having a Rubik's Cube kind of moment there. What I gotta do is I gotta bring this over to the side. How am I gonna do this? Drop this down? That new rubber seal is tough. Just a little dab will do ya. Wrong kind of grease for this job. Thumbs down. Taking too long to do this. Thumbs down. Talking too much. Thumbs down. Cue chipmunk voice. 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm a chipmunk. Nobody likes the chipmunk voice? Thumbs down.
Alright. It's not that it's the wrong size seal. Doubting myself. Thumbs down. Hammer and chisel mechanic. Thumbs down. What the heck is going on here? I'm really wishing I hadn't put this seal in until I put this shaft in. Breaking the new seal. Thumbs down. Are you serious? Oh! Bad language. Thumbs down. Alright, so I'm going to leave this seal out until I get this shaft in, since it was giving me so much trouble. Alright, so this seal that I deformed a little bit, I'm going to put that on the top like I said, because I think the top doesn't have to be as oil tight as the side one here. Of course I have no idea whether or not it's going to really hold out to be true, but the other point is that if I do find out that this seal is damaged enough to actually cause it to leak, I'd rather have this one be the one that I've got to change out, because I could just take the cover off and just deal with the cover and leave this whole unit up there on the lathe. So now I'm going to try and install this seal without damaging it. Oh, I need a sleeve. It'll fit over that. Large socket will do the trick. That'll do it. Now I got one handle's got a long lever and one handle's got a short lever. I'm betting that the long lever came off the top here, because it sits about here, and if that was on there, it kind of interferes. Your hand's gonna, there's a little bit of interference there, so it's easy enough to change this back to the other way around if I have to later. And then the other thing is I've got a couple of marks there from where these were tightened. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little edge here to hold it up. I got to put this screw in before I forget. I'm going to get that handle on and use the handle to shift it, because it's a little tough to slide this over with this in the way. Alright. And yeah, right now it's over in this position. It's a different size, isn't it? No, it isn't. Okay, good. Oh, no, actually. Alright. So now, oh yeah. Nice. That actually looks pretty good right there. That already feels like it's shifting better. And all I did was clean it up. Doesn't even have oil on it yet. Alrighty. So I was gonna make up two gaskets for this one over here, and I think at this point I'm gonna quit because it's getting pretty late tonight. All right. So I made a couple more rubber gaskets. Put this all together. I had to put a smaller washer on this side because the size washer I was using over there, kind of big one like that, interfered with this cover right here. So, but I think that's going to be okay. And so that's all set to go. And I don't have a. Unfortunately, I still, so far, do not have a honest to goodness machinist level. But this is an old antique level I found somewhere, and this is actually an LS Starrett level. So it's kind of neat. I don't know whether or not this was intended to be a machinist level or what, but it's a really kind of snazzy looking thing, so I thought I'd show you guys if I haven't showed you before. Don't even remember where I got this. I think this was in a box lot with some other stuff I bought in an antique auction quite a few years ago. But that's a quite interesting level. The other thing I was wondering whether or not this was cut down. Is it possible this was a much larger level and it was cut down because this is off center? If it was, why would you do that? Well, anyways. So I'm going to level the box so I can get the oil level correct. I already put Teflon tape on the threads on the lower oil plug, and so now I can remove the upper oil plug, and I'm going to level this. Oh, I'm glad I scored this oil at the flea market, because see, this is taking quite a bit. CAP sold this for $2.99 back in the day. Back in 2005 by the looks of it. Hypoid C gear oil, 80W90. Not exactly what's supposed to be in this box, but let's not get silly. Not like I'm going to go buying Purple Power or some other high-end gear oil for this thing. Now what the heck? Just clip that top off. Oh, this must have a... Yep. Reminds me of having pancakes. Oh, what a bummer. I don't think I have enough. Well, that other one was open. So this is actually, once I empty this, it'll be less than 2 quarts that I've put in there. Must be getting close. And the idea is the bottoms of these gears have to be in the oil bath, so that as the gears are spinning, they'll sling that oil up all over. Oh, there we go! Starting to come out. Looks like I made it. So that's basically it. The upper plug, you leave the upper plug out, you add oil until it comes back out the hole. Actually add oil through this upper plug, and then you, when it starts leaking back out that hole, you know if you've got enough in there. Alright, so next I'm going to install my homemade gasket on the top. Oh, obviously you could put oil in through, I forgot, you could put oil in right through here. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put that oil seal in. Guess I'll put the seal in with my arbor press. Alright, I gotta get that other. Alright, I'm just gonna put just a little bit of oil on this shaft to help ease it through the seal. Alright, well, I just tried putting the cover on and had a little bit of trouble here because the cover won't go on unless this slot right here lines up perfectly over that. Rather than trying to get that nut, you know, that square head there turned exactly right and catch it, it's going to be easier if I move that right dead center and then move that square. So let's see. I'll just eyeball that, should be good. I'm going to put that square like that, and now I should be able to get the cover on. Should have marked this gasket when I made it. Oh, okay, that's going to be the way it goes. Alright. Of course, the gasket moved. It's alright, I should be able to shuffle it into position. Alright, let's see. Just going to throw this one screw in there to hold that corner. Well, before I go any further, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this this lever. I was just about to say, I think I'm going to have to take this apart to get this on, but I think I may have just gotten it in. Alright, this is a tight enough fit on here that what's happening is when I go to push this shaft, I go to push this handle down onto the shaft moves down just a little bit. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts not knowing whether or not that's in there properly. Alright, that's clearly now, that's incorrectly because now I can't pull up on this lever. So see now, this doesn't, when I pull up on this, it doesn't slide up and down like it was doing before, so I think I'm on the right track. Well, I dropped this washer. Took me a little bit to find it, but I found it. So that's the last piece of this puzzle. I'm going to do one more check. Just going to Snug this down. Let's snug the two corners down lightly. And do one more check of the operation of the gear shift here. So, I believe that right there is, that's one position. That's the middle position, which is neutral on this top lever. And then that's the other position. So that seems to be working. I'm going to leave it in neutral. And I'm going to tighten down the cover. Alright. Make sure this top plug is tightened. These plugs are taper thread, so they seal as they tighten. I didn't put any Teflon tape on that upper plug. That's something if I have to address later, I will. There wasn't any Teflon tape on them when I took them off. Alright, so I'm going to set the gearbox aside, and at some point next, I guess what I'll end up doing is mounting the motor, the gearbox up there with a motor and some V-belts, and maybe start wiring some things up. And initially I think I'm just going to run the motor with the gearbox with, and see how that sounds, and then put the big wide pulley on, put the leather belt on, and start spinning the spindle on the lathe.